welcome to Maui Story Time. Today we're going to be reading a story entitled David and the Very Big Giant. And it's a true story from the Bible. This version is written by Tim Thornborough and illustrated by Jennifer Davison and is published by the Good Book for Children. How small are you? Are you smaller than a tree? Are you the smallest in your family? This is a true story from the Bible about someone who was very small, who fought a very big giant because he knew that God is the greatest. I hope that reading this book and listening to this story will help you to know that God is great, greater than any scary giant, and in fact, the greatest in the whole wide world. Well, let's listen to the story of David and the Very Big Giant. Goliath was tall. He was taller than all the other Philistines. He was the tallest soldier in their army. Goliath stood and roared at God's people. "Pick someone to come and fight me." God's people were scared, and they were scareder of Goliath than anyone else. They were the scaredest they had ever been. David was small. He was smaller than all his brothers. He was the smallest in the family. But David knew that God was great. God was greater than Goliath. God was the greatest in the whole wide world. David said to the king, "I will fight Goliath." And the king said, "But you are young, younger than anyone else, the youngest person here. How can you fight a giant?" But David said, "I may be littler, and littlest, but I know that God is big, bigger, biggest." And so the king said, "Go, and may the Lord be with you." David had no armor. David carried no sword. Instead, he took 5 smooth pebbles from the stream to put in his shepherd's sling. With it, he could throw a stone faster than the wind. Whew. When the very big giant saw little David, he laughed. David said, "You come to me with a spear and a sword. I come to you in the name of the Lord." And when this fight is over, everyone will know that God is great. God is greater than anyone else. God is the greatest in the whole wide world. Because you will be defeated. The giant snarled and charged. He trusted his armor, his spear, and his sword. David moved forward. He trusted in the Lord. David took one of the 5 stones and put it in his sling. He whirled it around his head, faster than the wind, the fastest he could whirl it. And then The giant fell to the ground. He was defeated. The giant was as dead as a dinosaur, the deadest anyone could be. When the Philistines saw that Goliath was defeated, they fled, and everyone knew that. God is great. God is greater than anyone else. God is the greatest in the whole wide world. Well, we hope you enjoyed that story. David and the Very Big Giant, a true story from the Bible, written by Tim Thornborough and illustrated by Jennifer Davison. And it was read here on Maui Storytime with permission from the Good Book Company. Well, I hope this story of David and the Very Big Giant will remind you that no matter what you're facing and how big your challenges may seem, if you just trust in the Lord, He will help you overcome those challenges. Thanks for watching. See you next time here on Maui Storytime.